Hi everyone, this is the video for Friday, May 8th. And today what we're going to be doing is revising and editing our process essay in order to create that final draft. So this is the last day that we're going to be working on this in our virtual class. So here's what we did. You should have already turned in your first draft on Monday, and your final draft is due this coming Monday, May 11th. It counts as a project grade. That is the biggest category for the quarter. So it's really important that you not only finish but do your best work. Here's what you did. You wrote a description of a process that you know how to do. You included an introduction that said the topic and the purpose of the essay, 2 body paragraphs that talked about the steps in the process, and a conclusion that summarized the most important ideas. In those body paragraphs, you use transition words to show us the order of the sentences. We've been going through a process too while we've been writing this. We've been writing about a process, but we've also been going through a process. When did we do each of these steps? Well, pre-writing is the first step of the writing process. That's when we think of ideas. And we did that on Monday, April 27th, when we did our planning document. We were drafting, getting those ideas down at the first and last Tuesday through Friday. And today, this is what we're doing. We're revising and editing our work. And on Monday, that's when you're turning it in, your final copy, publishing your work. So let's talk about the difference between revising something and editing something. You're doing both today. The first thing you want to do is revise, and that means you're fixing the ideas or the structure, and you're adding more detail. So maybe I wrote you a comment that said, please explain this step more. So you're going to revise that and add more detail to that step. For editing, we're looking at grammar, punctuation, spelling, and capitalization. So we're looking for errors that we need to fix. So the first step is revising. How are you going to do that? First, you want to review those checklists for each paragraph. Read each part of the essay and ask, did you include all of these parts? Remember, the checklists are located here. So see how I have the checklist for introduction, body 1, body 2, conclusion, and I have a video about MLA format. So you want to go back to these, revisit them, and check each paragraph. Do you have all of the parts? Next, to revise, you're going to look at my comments. Now, hopefully you have comments if you turned your draft in. If you didn't turn your draft in on time, you might not have comments. That's why it's important to get it in on time. The comments on the side are going to give you some suggestions. You look at them and you make the changes necessary. Next, let's talk about editing the essay. It's really important that you read your essay out loud and listen for the errors to fix them. I do this when I write an email, when I write a PowerPoint, when I write an essay. You sometimes don't notice when you're typing the mistakes that you're making. So if you read it out loud, you might be able to catch a bunch of your grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes. I want you to look for misspelled words. Use the computer to help you. It identifies misspelled words by underlining that word in red. Then you can select the correct spelling. When I receive your document, I shouldn't see any of these red marks because it shows me you didn't do spell check. Let me show you in a document what it looks like if you haven't noticed. So, I misspelled the word chocolate, and it's going to underline it for me. This shows me that it's misspelled. I'm going to right click on it, and it said, did you mean chocolate? I click on it, and it is corrected for me. So simple, easy, no reason not to do that. The next thing the computer can help you with, not every error, but some errors, it can check for grammar mistakes. And instead of red, they use blue. You're going to use the same process. So here it says, I be going to the movies. That's incorrect usage. I'm going to right click on it and it's going to say, consider changing it to am going. Yes, that actually sounds better and that is correct. So I'm going to click on that. All right, so those documents you need today to revise and edit your essay, they're all in that section, the essay section. Your checklists are there and your draft is there. You're going to be turning in your draft whenever it's finished, but at the latest, it needs to be in by Monday, May 11th at midnight. I also added something here for you. If you want extra credit, you can go back to your essay and add some adverbs to describe how to do the steps. I will give you +1 point for each adverb of manner you used correctly, up to 10 extra points. If you have questions, please contact me and I will talk to you soon.